Hello and welcome back to NJCDC's The Loft. My name is Steven Ostos. I'm a student at Compete for Life, and I'm here with Mr. Brian.
Hey everyone, what's going on? Glad to be back. Thank you for having us, Danny. Appreciate you.
And hello, my name is Danny Gonzalez. First time not saying the actual intro while sitting at the table.
Right.
But I'm loving it. This is great.
Right.
And I am Reynaldo Gonzalez, and I'm also a student for Compete for Life.
Awesome. Glad to have you guys back. So today we're just going to be kind of talking a little bit more lax. We're going to be talking about a subject that I think all of our listeners have seen us talk about before, but we're going to be talking a little bit about Marvel specifically because I feel like there's a lot going on right now with Marvel. Prior to the cameras rolling, we were talking a little bit about if any of us have seen the new Captain America movie. I have.
Okay. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen it.
Have you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
Okay, so my first question is there a reason why you guys haven't seen it?
Money.
Oh, okay.
I've watched like other movies in the past,
Mhm.
and so like that kind of just had to like get delayed or just I was just watching it at home, I guess.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Same thing, money. I don't have the money for the movie theater. Really.
Gotcha.
That's fair.
Watching it in theaters would have been an amazing experience.
True.
It's like that could apply to any movie actually, but
So
Right.
are you guys like kept up with the Marvel universe? Are you like trying to watch the recent movies?
I think I have watched like everything.
I think the only thing that I'm missing is probably like a couple of the Marvel shows. I know I haven't seen
Yeah.
a few of the Marvel
Which haven't
shows.
you seen?
I haven't seen Echo. I haven't seen the What If shows, like the series.
Okay.
I started watching Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood
Oh,
Spider-Man.
I haven't
cartoon
That
seen
is
show.
pretty good. You
It
should
is
watch
pretty
I
good.
would say if you're a fan of Spider-Man, that is a really good original
man.
take on Spider-Man. It's original story too, with an original suit
Yeah.
and everything. It's
Oh, well,
great.
I thought the concept behind that story was like, what if Spider-Man instead of Tony Stark was his mentor, if Norman Osborn was the mentor,
Yeah.
right?
kind
yeah.
of yeah.
Because they recreate the scene from
Mhm.
Captain America Civil War.
No
Right.
spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well,
no
yeah,
spoilers.
okay, but basically,
It
I
was
would
in the
just
trailer.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll basically just say that it's a show that takes place in the MCU, or at least that's my take on it. Takes place in the MCU if he wasn't like with the Avengers and stuff at the time. So
Okay.
yeah,
Right. Yeah, it looks like it's. So I've seen like 4 episodes of it already, and it's really good. I thought, interestingly enough, when I saw it, I thought it was gonna be like
mid.
yes,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be mid, but I didn't also realize that the show was kind of like for like adult, like they're cursing in the show.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They curse sometimes.
That's,
in the
that's
show.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean
It's
not
not like-
not heavy curse words,
But like the basic.
It's more mature than you would expect from
Yes.
a Spider-Man
Yeah.
show.
yeah, like when it was built, because like the name of the show is Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, right? Something like that. So I'm in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a kid friendly show because it's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you're watching the show, and then like you got all like these little curse words here and there, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, you didn't
what's
expect
going?
it.
Yeah, I did not expect it. So
Okay.
it was refreshing.
You know,
it
like
was different. Yeah.
I think as far as Marvel goes, like Spider-Man is definitely my favorite character. Spider-Man might be my favorite superhero. Period.
Really?
Everybody.
Yeah. Even though there's some like up there, but I think Spider-Man is definitely my favorite. So I should take a look at that. You know, I always
do you use Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals?
I am bad at Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a hard character to play in Marvel Rivals.
You know who isn't bad at Spider-Man? You know who's great at Alberto. He's
Oh,
such a
really?
good
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Okay.
player.
So we're talking about Marvel Rivals, like the game that just came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure because before we
I keep hearing about this game. I've not played it yet, but I know that you guys have. So
Give it a try.
I'm going to. Now that you guys have spoken so highly about it,
But-
I'm going to give it a shot.
I guess that on who would you say is your favorite Marvel character other than Spider-Man?
I really like Nightcrawler. When I was growing up, I was more so into X-Men than I was into like Marvel, even though X-Men is Marvel.
But like
rather
X-Men
than
has like
Avengers.
X-Men
Yeah,
itself is like its own
exactly.
category, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like growing up,
Mutants.
yeah,
Okay.
just very much into like X-Men and Spider-Man too, but like just all like the other Marvel mainstays like Iron Man, Hulk, Thor. I didn't get into like until the MCU, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I kind of want to go around the table. So can you guys explain to me a little bit more? You guys were saying that Marvel Rivals is like Overwatch, right?
But better.
Yeah.
But better. What's
oh.
so like like who do you main, like are there like how many characters do you play as at a sitting?
So it's like Overwatch because there's different classes. There's Vanguard, Strategist, and Duelist.
Okay.
and strategists are the healers.
Right. Oh, okay, so it gets like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
vanguards are tanks, and duelists they just do their thing.
Right.
Yeah, they're like do damage,
So
but
you
they don't
best
have a lot of health.
believe
Yeah,
that there's gonna be players out there complaining about why people aren't playing certain classes.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if they want to play as their
Right.
favorite character, like Spider-Man.
So yeah, like if you want to tell somebody, hey, play as this class, we need a healer, please.
Right.
yeah.
That is not happening.
I feel like that a game like that is very heavily to have fun. I think you probably need an okay team. Like, you know what I mean?
Like a well-rounded team.
I guess to be well-rounded, like, because it's definitely a fun game.
Definitely.
Even I think it could be fun even when
You're losing.
you know you're losing or like your teammates are kind of like not kind of playing.
Taking it seriously.
So wait. So this game you can only play like multiplayer. Like
Yeah.
like you
Well,
have to be part
there
of a team.
are modes where you could play against AI.
Right.
So you don't have to take the game too seriously. You can have your own custom games, play against player on player.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's also, to answer your question, I don't think it was answered earlier. It's a six player versus 6 player.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you are on a team.
Yeah, you are on a team.
On a team
always.
of 6.
You have 6 players.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
So you can divvy up the different roles amongst yourselves, but some people are like stubborn. Like again, it's kind of dependent on who
Your
you play.
team.
And there are a lot of games that are like, because you have like the single player Marvel games, right? Like
Yeah.
Spider-Man, for example, right?
Right.
And that game is like super fun, right?
You know what's crazy? I have that game and
Oh,
I
yeah?
haven't played it yet.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know.
Which one do you have? You have like
The one that came out for PlayStation 5, the Spider-Man game.
that's Spider-Man 2 that came out for PlayStation 5.
Okay, so I have the first one,
Okay, so you have the first
the
one.
remastered one, I guess.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was like, when that came out, it was like revolutionary because they brought back similar, but they improved on it with the like this web swinging from Spider-Man 2, like
Right.
Tobey Maguire video game Spider-Man.
Yeah,
2.
which is a game that I also had.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah, so like if you like that game, you would love the Spider-Man remastered because it's like it feels like that old game, but I think it feels even better.
Yeah, so I got to get into it.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah, and they only improved upon it as the games went on. Now there's 3 Spider-Man games out.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Captain America in Marvel Rivals?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
he
Captain
is.
America. Yeah.
What's
Steve
his-
Rogers.
That's why I was asking, like,
He's
who's
a
your
tank.
favorite character? Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
his
he's a-
class? Oh, he's a tank.
He's a tank.
Character.
because
Makes
he has
sense.
the shield.
Makes
you know.
sense. Yeah.
Something I wanted to bring up is that the way they set up the story is that it's apparently like 2 Doctor Dooms, and Doctor Doom like found out like the power of like the multiverse or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, that was season 0, I think. It was regular Doctor Doom and Doom 2099.
They both found out the power of like the universe.
Yeah.
Right.
And so since only like it wasn't just him, but also the future, so they're fighting right now.
Yeah.
So these versions that we're playing as of the characters, they're like their own variants in a way.
Right.
So,
So
it's freaking
That's
cool.
interesting.
yeah, like so with Marvel, the way that they kind of like reset everything a lot of the time, or they introduce like all these multiple characters. You have there's like the old story, Secret Wars, right?
Right.
So Secret Wars, classic Marvel. That's where like originally like the black suit symbiote for
Right.
Spider-Man. That's where it came from. It came from that story, but that story was kind of, it's really a Doctor Doom story, or Doctor Doom versus like Reed Richards' Fantastic Four.
So Marvel Rivals is like a Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four
yeah.
story.
So basically, like you have Doctor Doom, who once again is causing trouble in Tokyo, and it's like,
Love Doom.
yeah. Also,
MF Doom.
shout out.
It's just a great
shout out.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to MF Doom.
shout out to MF Doom, rest in
Yeah,
peace.
we're
All right,
right.
anyway,
Rest is-
but like,
Blah, blah,
but imagine 2 Doctor Dooms playing chess, basically.
Right.
It's I guess you could kind of say it like that.
They were. There was like a semi cutscene
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like one of them moving a chess piece.
That's pretty hard.
Yeah, it is. It is, right?
That's pretty hard.
It is. And like you have the announcer, they have it so it's like Galactus's daughter, like
yeah,
watching
Galacta.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
she's
even know
like
Galactus had a
basically
daughter.
just like watching over us as we
Yeah.
fight each other.
Yeah, and then like the gameplay feature that they have there is like,
So it sounds like Secret Wars. Like
it is kind of like Secret Wars, I guess, because
Yeah.
you have like a team and you have like, obviously you have like different objectives, like, like again,
Convoy.
this goes back to Overwatch, the Overwatch kind of like inspiration where you have, you have to escort like a little machine or something and move it to get it to like the end of the
Yeah.
road type situation. You know what I
okay,
mean?
Ronaldo, can you expand upon that a little bit?
Yeah, so there's Convoy, and then when is it Convoy where you have to get like a
Convoy is like where you have to like get one thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Like to the other
so-
side of the map.
So it'll be like, let's say like a little car,
Mhm.
and you have to get it all the way to the to that specific area, or or if I think you're playing attack, one of them, you have to stop it from getting to that.
Yeah, like you have to
area.
let the timer run
okay.
out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the other team has to push
So you're
it.
playing like
Yeah.
defense kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with this game, like they just recently dropped the Fantastic Four in the game. Like
Right.
I think a few weeks ago, just like a week or two ago, they came out with the Human Torch and the Thing.
You know what's crazy? That was only last Friday.
That was last Friday.
that was
just last
Friday.
Friday. Oh, okay. Yeah, it felt long.
Well, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman got released at the beginning because it's in season 1 currently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is okay. So the roster of the game isn't complete yet. Is what you're
So
saying.
they're adding characters as they go.
Yeah.
right?
Gotcha.
And they'll keep like updating the game, coming out with new characters. And I think I don't know. I feel like them adding the Fantastic Four in this season is kind of like it was on purpose,
Right.
Because
the movie's coming out.
because the movie's coming out,
Right.
and that everyone's really loving that movie. We're
I'm
talking
gonna
about
watch that movie.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
need to
that
watch
movie.
that.
Do you guys have
Watch.
opinions on the Fantastic Four trailer that had dropped?
I love the Thing's design and his character.
Yes.
And also the fact that I think he's the voice of Raphael from like the live action TMNT movies. And
Is
I,
he?
I myself, I love that movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Apparently he is.
Well, there was a lot of like TMNT movies that were live action, so I'm not sure. Are you talking about like Vanilla Ice?
no, like the newer ones.
Okay. Oh, like the Michael Bay. Oh, okay.
Nice.
All right.
So yeah, I think the
another
trailer
thing.
looks dope. I think
Yeah?
it looks great. I think I'm a huge Pedro Pascal fan.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
they got the right Reed Richards.
Originally, I was off put by the Pedro Pascal
Mhm.
because I was like, obviously they kind of teased us with the John Krasinski,
Yeah. in
Mr. Fantastic, but that was kind of like a fan casting.
Multiverse
too.
of Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange movie.
It was just
Yeah.
really cool to see Mr. Fantastic in general in the MCU.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean it was great. It was great to see. I went crazy when I saw that for the first time.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. And then
Yeah.
they have.
I think he's good though. I like him.
Yeah. And then they teased Galactus in
Yeah.
the trailer too.
Yeah, they teased Galactus in it.
Yeah.
So I think what's gonna happen with that movie is like obviously they announced that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back
right. as
to
Yeah.
play
Dr.
Doctor
Doom.
Doom.
that is
Right,
crazy.
but I don't
Yeah.
think Doctor Doom. He's not. I don't think he's gonna be the real main focus of. He might show. I don't know if he'll show up because obviously this takes place in a different universe than the main Marvel.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like, and
That's
you
the thing,
guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but
Alright.
I feel like, right? Like, Fantastic Four, their villain is Doom, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Galactus
Yeah.
is a villain, like a main villain of Fantastic Four too.
Yeah,
But I think more so, Doom is
Dr.
like,
Doom.
Yeah.
That's like
It's-
more implied.
yeah, because Reed
Yeah.
Richards has a
he has
direct
beef with him, right?
He has
Yeah.
beef because they were
Yeah.
like roommates in college or something.
Which is so
Right, they-
funny.
yeah, I know.
Imagine, that
I
is
know.
crazy.
It's just like, hey,
yeah, like hey, what's up? And they were just like, yeah, I'm Mr.
it was like,
Fantastic.
actually, you suck.
yeah.
Right.
So I think it was like, I think the story with Doctor Doom is like he was roommates with Reed Richards
Mhm.
and like he wanted to make this machine and he was like very jealous of Reed,
Right.
and so when Reed he took a peek at like some of his notes for this machine he's building and he was like, hey, you should take a look at these numbers. I think you got the math wrong. And then, Dr. Doom was like, hey, get out of here. To put it lightly.
Yeah.
To put it lightly, he politely asked him to
Right.
leave the premises. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
And he did the thing anyways. And then he got into his accident that made him wear the mask.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and then he
wow.
blamed
Reed?
Reed Richards
Yeah.
for that accident.
Interesting.
That's it's crazy because you could say this is the main story, but then there's also those other timelines.
Yeah.
that people would consider that's like the main thing.
Yeah, because in this new movie, it doesn't seem like it's necessarily gonna be an origin story.
Yeah, because what I like is that it's already like they were already the Fantastic Four. You know,
Right.
they've been the Fantastic Four for a while, so you don't have to see the origin story that we've seen like before already.
Yeah, that's kind of what the trailer. That's why I'm just like the trailer. Fantastic Four, what Marvel's doing with them seems really different because, like you guys said, it doesn't seem like it's going to be an origin movie. But I keep reading too, like fan theories, I guess, that apparently the Fantastic Four that we're going to see in the movie, they are not part of that timeline. Like they came to that timeline from somewhere else, apparently.
Yeah. So okay. So this.
And then they just made themselves at home in this new timeline.
Well, that's what people are gonna
Yeah.
assume they're gonna do. I'm either thinking that's gonna happen or they're gonna cause secret wars in some way,
Right.
where you have two universes kind of battling it out.
You know,
Right,
right.
Secret Wars when that gets animated like into a movie, to be like the next Endgame.
they'll probably get the Russo brothers back for that because they said they would do Secret Wars.
Yeah, they're doing Doomsday.
Oh, are they?
They are, yeah.
Oh wow. Oh yeah.
They are
Okay.
doing Doomsday.
Mhm.
So.
All right. Well, that leads up to Secret Wars, though.
Which is interesting to me too, right? Because I'm also just like, it doesn't even feel like Marvel is like prepping for Doomsday, so to speak. It looks like they're more so prepping for like Secret Wars.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know
I mean,
what I
I
mean?
think
Like-
I think that's gonna be I think I guess so because Doomsday. Here's the thing. Doomsday with Doctor Doom was the one that kind of started Secret Wars.
Right.
So like, I guess like you could say it's one in the same.
Sure.
You know?
So
Sure.
like, he's not the main villain of Secret Wars. He just.
I think
started
he is the main villain of Secret Wars. But like, I think because like I forget the story exactly, but I know.
Like I know the Beyonder is,
Yeah.
well, but that might be the older version of Secret Wars. Because there's 2 Secret Wars that came out.
That's
right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like there's
Wait.
also these different variants of
yeah.
characters.
Ronaldo, what were you gonna say?
Whatever.
I was gonna say with Secret Wars, is this not the one with the scroll? Because I'm not sure.
No, that's Secret Invasion.
Yeah,
Secret Invasion. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
I got it.
Which is
confused.
also a major storyline in Marvel Comics, which is why I was a little disappointed when they
Had it in like the MCU.
yeah,
Disney
because it was
Plus one.
so like small scaled for me at least. And in the comic book, it's like a really big deal.
Was it supposed to be like a oh my god?
Yeah.
yeah.
Because in the comic books, we find out that someone in the Avengers had been a Skrull that whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I forget who it is though.
That being said, there was like this other Marvel game I wanted to bring up
Yeah.
called Marvel 1943: Rise of Hydra. I'm not
Oh,
sure if you
yeah.
guys heard of that.
Isn't
one.
that the one with Captain America and Black Panther?
Yeah.
That's the new one that's coming out, right?
It takes
It's not
place-
come out yet,
well,
right?
Yeah,
It didn't come out yet.
It didn't
Yeah.
come out yet, but I think it takes place during World War II.
Yeah.
And that's just the interesting take on it. I've seen trailers. Oh, it's only like one trailer, but the game looks really high quality.
Yeah, it does. It does. I've seen like trailers of it too. It looks dope. I just don't know if it's gonna be like I hope it's like a action adventure
yeah.
kind of game.
I don't want it to be a. This is the issue that I have with I feel like with
I think
Marvel
you're about
games,
to say what I'm. Yeah, go on.
they're card games, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
there was one game I saw. I was on the PlayStation store.
Mhm.
I saw it. I forgot what it was. I think it was Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Oh my god.
They always
Wait, no,
make-
continue. Yeah, continue.
Thank
yeah.
you. Okay. Yeah, it was Midnight Suns, and I'm like, okay, this looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like
The
little,
gameplay?
like the little like in the screenshots too, and it doesn't even look fun.
I know. It's yeah. Well, all right.
It's the
I'm
games
not-
you're into.
I'm not right. Like I'm not a fan of like tactical games, which Midnight Suns is.
It's
I
tactical
guess.
RPG.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
tactical RPG, and I just got a question like if I was in the boardroom in Marvel, right, where they're deciding to make these games, I'm just like, why did you guys land on making that game a tactical RPG?
Yeah.
Like it could have been so much. Nothing against tactical RPG games,
But also something against
Yeah,
it.
there's something against
I feel
them.
like it could have been,
Yeah.
the Ultimate Alliance games.
Oh my!
I like the
could you
Ultimate
imagine?
I feel like that the Marvel Suns could have been
It
like
could
an
have
Ultimate
totally been
Alliance
that.
type of
Yeah.
game,
yeah,
or it's like arcade,
yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. But it
I-
would have been darker, yeah,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so, and I think it would
which
have
would have
worked.
been cooler, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
so-
didn't know that the Midnight Suns was like a team themselves, though.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
whole thing.
There are a lot of like groups in Marvel, right?
Like I saw
Um,
one earlier,
Yeah.
like different teams. But I was gonna bring up like because we were talking about rivals.
Yeah, go.
Uh-huh.
Other characters that they have yet to add.
Well, okay, before we get into that, let me ask you guys, because you asked Brian earlier what his favorite Marvel character was. So I'll ask you what your favorite Marvel characters are.
yeah.
And then we could get
Start
into
with Ronaldo.
yeah.
Yeah, who's your favorite Marvel character?
I have multiple favorites, but I absolutely love Deadpool. I love him.
Okay, he's good.
For
It's,
some reason, that tracks. Yeah,
Yeah.
that tracks. Yeah,
and it's just one thing that another character that I really like is Carnage.
oh,
Yeah.
I feel like he's one of my. I feel like I prefer him over Venom. Like, and I love Venom. He's a
Yeah.
cool symbiote. It's just something about Carnage. It just
Just clicks with him.
Yeah,
it just
it feels
clicks.
more of a threat, I think, compared to Venom.
Yeah.
Venom is
you know?
more like at this point, it's like he's more of an like anti-hero.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
sure.
He really
Sense
is.
to side more with Spider-Man.
kind of bordering on just straight up hero now. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Well, I mean, like in the most recent comics,
Yeah.
there's a new comic called All New Venom.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like a hero, and he's like he has like the black, and he also like has the gold,
yeah,
and everyone's like, "Who's the new Venom?" You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like kind of like the big thing happening in Marvel
Yeah.
comics right now.
yeah.
But he's really like he's been a hero for a long time though.
Well,
You know,
yeah.
anti,
Yeah,
whatever.
anti-hero.
Ancient Venom. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna mention because like like what they could do with Marvel Rivals is that they could like bring in variants of a character because they're just so different from the original like idea.
I feel like if they were to do that, they would just make him a skin. I don't think they would make like another like if like what do you mean? Like give me an example.
Like Spider-Man 2099.
I feel like they would just make Spider-Man 2099 a skin for Spider-Man.
They could.
I feel like that's what I feel like it's so obvious because they have characters from 2099 in the game. You know, it's a free to play game, so obviously they're gonna need to sell skins, right? So
they're already doing that.
Yeah, they're already doing that now.
So this game has like microtransactions.
Yeah, microtransactions.
But
you know what? Though? It's really good.
Purely for cosmetics.
Yeah, it's only for cosmetics. It's not anything like pay to win.
Okay.
And every time a new like character comes out, you can play it immediately.
Yeah, you can play them immediately
off the bat.
36 characters.
But do you have to pay for these new characters?
No, they're free.
No, they're completely free. You don't gotta-
Yeah, they have a bunch of free updates.
That's awesome.
And like, if you grind hard enough, you could get skins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the grinding aspect of Marvel Rivals, like, do you like level up your player?
So I guess so. Like, you have challenges, and you get like currency from the challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Some of those currency are currency you get for skins. Some currency are currency for like the battle pass.
Yeah, the battle pass.
And then obviously if you get the battle pass, you have more opportunities to get skins and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
What is it? If you buy a battle pass, unlike other games, you get to keep it despite the battle pass or like season being like, transitioning from season 1 to season 2.
Right.
You still keep the season 1 battle pass, and it's always gonna stay there.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you get to keep it regardless of it being the next season, so you could continue it whenever you want.
Yeah, like I think the way that they're doing, because I've definitely seen bad microtransactions in games.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
But
I think we all have.
yeah, 100%. But I think I really like the way they're doing it too,
Yeah.
because they recently had like an update, or they like they have like how you have a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Imagine you have a Marvel Rivals Direct, right? And they announced that. Yeah, I know you're going. Go ahead. Yeah, I know
Going
you're
crazy because this isn't obviously Marvel, but Nintendo Direct when they go,
Oh my god.
that's gonna go crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, the new Switch is gonna drop. They're
The
probably gonna
Switch
have Marvel
too
Rivals
with
on.
No,
Yeah, they have to. Yeah.
They
Yeah,
have to
they were
because
saying
they have the
something
power of the
about
PlayStation
that.
4, 60 FPS and stuff.
But with the Switch 2 and Marvel Rivals, I have no hope for it because
What?
if I
It's gonna work.
no, I doubt it'll work because
Why? Wait. Why? Go on. Why?
Because if I see like if I'm playing it on the Switch, right?
Right.
Let's say I didn't have a PS5 and I wait like years or however long for the Switch 2 to come out and Marvel Rivals is on there. If I hear Iron Man or like any of them use their ultimate, I feel like my game is gonna crash almost immediately.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. That would be true if it was using the current Switch.
Oh no,
Because
yeah,
the current Switch is not gonna do it. But I
can't-
feel like
it can't handle it.
so apparently, like you said, like this new Nintendo Switch that they announced is gonna be comparable.
With the power of the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, the power of PlayStation 4.
That's why it's going to be more expensive, like $400.
Yeah.
Because the power of the PlayStation 4 can handle Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
60 FPS.
And I feel like people have made powerful handheld consoles like the what's that?
Oh,
the
Steam
Steam
Deck?
Deck. Yeah. So so it's possible to have something that's compact like that and powerful enough to run a game like Marvel Rivals. So I think it's definitely possible. I think we're probably gonna get it eventually. It's definitely gonna take a while, but
That being said, back to Rivals.
yes.
Yeah.
So wait. No. So Reynaldo answered the question. Carnage and
Deadpool.
Deadpool as their favorite.
Steven.
Hulk.
Hulk. Just hands down
Just
Hulk.
straight up Hulk.
Okay.
I mean, that's like that's the character I usually land on, like when I'm asked my favorite character.
Right.
But if I had to say like someone other than Hulk, maybe Wolverine as well.
Yeah.
Wolverine
like-
is a fan favorite.
I've always just liked those characters like when I was little, and like that's just the character I've usually landed on.
There are a lot of really good Hulk stories out there. Like just like from the comics.
I've actually read the original one, like where he's like gray.
Yeah.
Oh
he's
yeah,
great.
definitely. His first appearance was like he was gray.
Have you answered? You're like your favorite character?
Not
Okay.
really, yeah.
No, I didn't. So my favorite character is probably definitely Spider-Man, but like that's the obvious.
Okay, but, like,
Yeah, that's
so
not-
people say that.
But here's the thing. The thing. All right. I didn't do that on purpose. I didn't do it on
No,
purpose.
because we're gonna.
Now here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
You had to repeat that. Like
It's clobbering time.
yeah,
But
exactly.
what were you saying?
No, but okay. So
You guys are so whack.
Yo,
corny.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. All right.
You could say it's fantastic.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Look over at Danny like, say that again.
Say that again. It's fantastic.
I said it's fantastic.
Say that again.
It's fantastic.
Sorry. Go on.
No. So as a kid, I did watch. I know.
Yeah. What were you saying?
As a kid, I did watch Chris Evans' Human Torch, that version of Fantastic Four, and I loved that movie as a kid. Right, but I think my affection for the Thing kind of started like recently because like I don't know, just like his stories. I've read some of his stories, right? It's kind of like Fantastic Four in general has been like
more less serious.
Well, it's not even that. It's just they've been highlighted more, and I feel like they're the way that they portray the Fantastic Four as a team, because the Fantastic Four isn't really like one of the Avengers type of teams that goes out and fights things. They're more like explorers, right?
Yeah.
And they like go out and they like find different plants or just that kind of thing, right? And so I've been like looking more into those stories. I feel like they're really like, as far in universe, they're really respected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also like the Thing's dynamic too, like him being like seen as like a monster, like he's kind of like those kind of themes I like really enjoy watching and like seeing or reading about.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Fantastic Four, when I've read about Fantastic Four and their comic books and stuff like that, I know that if the Fantastic Four are involved, I know that like we're gonna get like cosmic with it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like we're gonna
Something
get
big's
spacey.
gonna happen.
Yeah. Like we're gonna go into outer space, y'all. You know what I mean? And deal with forces beyond our comprehension out there.
Yeah, for sure.
There's this particular, I guess, storyline that involves the Fantastic Four, particularly Reed Richards. Are you guys familiar with the Ultimate storyline?
I think so. I think I know who you're talking about. The Maker?
Yes, the creator.
Oh,
or
yeah,
like-
him.
The Maker?
Yeah,
You know he actually has a costume in Rivals.
Yeah,
he does?
He does, yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he does.
Hold on.
You know what? Okay, that's another thing I wanted to bring up.
Oh wow.
Rivals, like
Damn,
what he said.
I might have to play this
because
now.
like what he said about like how they could just add them as costumes.
Yeah.
They also like, have these thing called MVP screens for like being highlighted as the best player.
Right.
And they like create that character. Like they gave him a costume, and not just for him. They also have a costume for Invisible Woman
as Malice.
And then there's other one called the Negative Zone.
That's really cool.
It is from the Negative Zone.
Feels like the game is taking like really deep cuts, like deep cut characters.
It's not just him. Like it's other characters with like variant costumes as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing that people were like practically begging for when the Thing was announced.
Yeah, was his trench coat.
Yeah.
And they added it.
They did?
Added it
Yeah, they
day
added
one.
his own.
I'm gonna show him the video.
Okay. And actually, Steve, I wanted to ask you something.
Oh wow.
What's your least
so
favorite
dope.
like story in the comics?
That's dope.
So least favorite story?
Yeah, like
What
they try to go for, because I do have some in mind. I didn't like the Darkhold. I didn't like that one. I think it was Darkhold Iron Man.
Yeah.
Because
what is that? Is that story?
it was something with the Darkhold. That's all I remember. And then it had like different versions of like stories of the characters. So like Spider-Man, with his New York was basically falling apart. Everyone. Yeah, literally everybody fell apart. So Spider-Man pretty much had to do everything around here.
So yeah, let me give a little. So when you say falling apart, basically what was happening, it was like everyone in the city was kind of like melting away.
Yeah, like melting.
Yeah, and so he had to use his spider webs to like hold everything together. And he was like working very intensely with Mr. Fantastic to try to fix things and keep everything in order. Yeah. Spider-Man was very tired. And the end of that story is like very dark.
Yeah.
What happens?
So basically like
spoil it for me.
All right, spoil it. All right.
Okay.
So basically I've
heard of this one.
So yeah.
People started talking about like those like dark Marvel storylines.
Yeah, I know.
And there
like
are a few. There are a couple.
They're like the Black Label comics, where Black Label comics are like that are not canon to the story.
Like more mature themes.
Yeah, well, I guess so, but that's more so just like, you know, this isn't part of the main universe. You know, this is just a story they wanted.
This is just a story.
Yeah.
It's not canon.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
So basically, like, Reed Richards is like, you know, trying to fix it, and Peter wants to go see Mary Jane because he's afraid that she's gonna succumb to this weird happening, right, where everyone's melting, right? And Reed basically was like, hey, you have to do this, you know what I mean? And basically, because of Reed, you know, he missed he missed his opportunity to save MJ.
Oh, okay.
So what he does is Spider-Man, he goes a little bit crazy and uses Reed Richard to like basically uses his body and stretches it out everywhere to hold the city
So
together.
instead of using his webs, he uses
because
Mr. Fantastic himself.
Because I think Mr. Fantastic, he found
Like a serum or something.
it was a better solution to Spider-Man's webbing, but it included his body. So like I think he not injected himself. I think it's like a small like dose of it, and it was like some of his skin was kind of like stretchy, and it was exactly like Spider-Man's webs.
Yeah.
So Peter pretty much injected him with it and made him
to his
like,
web fluid.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's
pretty dark.
And then like he kind of ends off with like I think he like goes to see Mary Jane, but she's like already dead.
Yeah, she's
like don't worry,
she's
I'm
already
here.
dead. And then
And you kind of just see Mr. Fantastic's like Peter, it hurts.
yeah, and it's like well, Reed,
Too bad.
too bad. You got to hold up the city together, not me.
Yeah, like I don't know. It was it was one of those moments where when Reed told him like, hey, you have it's your responsibility or something. Like he had a quote, and he basically Spider-Man requoted what he said when he was like in response
that,
to him.
right,
like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
But yeah, so they're like,
interesting.
I know there were a lot of storylines that I didn't like. I feel like probably there was. I think in the Ultimate Universe they made a lot of bad decisions.
Like the Ultimate Universe is where Miles Morales is from.
Yes, that's
right?
where he's from. And I think that's like the only thing that they took over from the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Now they have
Everything
a new Ultimate
else.
Universe.
Yeah, everything
Yeah.
else got washed away, right? By
Yeah.
the maker. Right?
By the maker.
Yeah, which
And now
is
the
so
maker has made a
boss.
new Ultimate Universe.
Right, right,
You know?
right. I don't know. I'm so the way that I'm seeing the MCU, I would be so gassed if they make the maker like into something in the MCU. Like if he
Imagine
makes,
they
like,
do
a
something
little-
with that.
That would be
like,
crazy.
The
That would be
Fantastic
crazy,
Four,
yeah.
they like hint at the maker.
I feel like it would be too early to do maker stuff now.
Like Iron Man, there is one story that I absolutely love. It was Superior Iron Man.
That
Oh,
one,
yeah.
I
okay,
love
you know we
Superior
all know
Iron
about
Man.
this. I love this.
Superior
Great.
Iron Man is
Because
good,
what I did like what I liked about him, there was this one quote that he said. It's like, I'm not playing God. I've been playing human this entire time.
that's dope.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what I like because when we talked about like the variant costumes and rivals, they could just add that in.
Yeah. I mean, they do have Superior Iron Man and
Yeah, they have him
and
as a
Marvel
skin.
Rivals.
They
They
do?
do have. Yeah, they do. Yeah. He's not like 1-to-1 because like in the comics, like it wasn't like a full face mask. It was like, just,
Yeah, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
kind of like,
Like,
They have that?
yeah, it was like a cowl, really.
yeah, it was like a cowl.
Oh,
I keep hearing too that Marvel Rivals has like a lot of like not so popular Marvel characters on there, like not
Yeah.
well known. Not
Yeah,
Like,
like they
um,
have
like they have
some-
like the shark or something. Like
You know-
that?
Jeff the
you know
Land Shark.
but he's
Yeah.
kind of new.
Yeah.
I never even heard.
But
of him.
people love him though.
Yeah.
a lot of people also hate him. And basically, what I like is that in Marvel Rivals, certain characters like basically give each other boost stats.
Yeah.
So when I'm Hulk and he's Iron Man, I like give him like gamma radiated abilities.
Yeah, so there's like
Yeah.
a lot of like team ups in that game,
Right.
Like if you're familiar with the fastball special from the comics with Wolverine, where they either the Hulk or the Thing, they take Wolverine and they throw Wolverine. You know what I mean?
They do that.
Yeah, they have that.
There's like a lot of funny like references.
So it sounds like the makers of the game really like they know their stuff. Yeah.
One last thing I wanted to
To kind of like fan servicey. Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
I want to touch on that a little bit before we end off here.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Moon Knight memes? Where it's like Moon Knight. There's like a
Oh.
meme with Moon Knight where he's like, whereas like people take panels of the comics and they make like a joke out of it.
Yeah.
Where it's like one panel's like, where's Dracula? That nerd owes
Oh,
me.
yeah,
$5.
yeah, I've seen that one.
He
Yeah,
still
Seen that
owes me
one?
his
Yeah.
money or
So
something.
in Marvel Rivals, right? I don't know if you guys seen this because it's really recent. But in Marvel Rivals, they have a new map with Dracula on it.
Yeah.
And so like if you win on a certain side, you hear Moon Knight saying, "Oh, Dracula's here. That nerd owes me money." Really? He does say that. He does say it in the
No
game.
way.
100%. And one of the windscreens, if depending on what side you're playing on,
Mhm.
is you see Dracula on the floor and a mystical $5 bill go into Moon Knight's hand, and he like picks it up.
Oh, I think I
he's-
got that one. I think
Yeah.
I got it.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's very
So,
fan
like,
servicey.
yeah,
Okay.
Before we end it off, because I was like, I need to ask this question.
Go
Other
ahead.
than Marvel, like, well, we kind of named Marvel heroes,
Mhm.
but who's your favorite Marvel villain?
Well, I mean, Carnage would rank up there
Well,
for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. I forgot Carnage, but
Do you guys know who Onslaught is?
I think
Oh, it's not.
Oh, I know. Isn't that I know it's a variant of Magneto, I believe.
So it is. So it's actually Magneto and Xavier. The strength of Magneto, but the mind of Xavier.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than I would say mine is Galactus.
Oh,
Galactus is really
Galactus.
Good. Yeah.
But I also like that there's like apparently there's this one variant of Galactus where he was a good guy called Life Giver Galactus or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And instead of
I'm-
consuming planets, he like gives life and like makes up new planets.
Okay.
It was like
Okay.
kind of golden
nice.
too.
Besides Carnage, I love Doctor Doom.
Yeah, Doom.
I mean, yeah, Doom.
But one version that I like him was God Emperor Doom
Oh yeah.
Okay.
because of this one panel where he killed Galactus.
Oh.
No, not
Well,
Galactus.
Thanos.
Thanos.
Thanos,
Thank
yeah.
you.
That's that. Yeah.
Takes the spine out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually part of Secret Wars. Like, so basically
Yeah.
with Secret Wars, the incursion happens and Doctor Doom is basically a god of this new world called Battle World, and that's where
Yeah.
like Secret Wars takes place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna happen soon.
I
That's gonna
know,
be
which is crazy. It was gonna be crazy
Imagine they get Justin Roiland back and then just
to do that.
just to do that. That'd be
Kind of wild.
Something I love is that you know I realized that they could actually do that like since like different multiverse and stuff and how they teased that like the Venom movie and like Spider-Man movies
Yeah.
coming together like what they did with No Way Home.
Mhm.
What if they did that with the Fantastic Four?
Right.
Imagine
Hmm.
Yeah.
It could be
like
cool.
the Fantastic Four Doctor Doom from the
Yeah.
older movies.
Right.
We're gonna have to see. I mean, we could see like the variants, but we're gonna have to see what they do with what decisions they make with this new movie.
Yeah.
And just to quickly answer your question, I think my favorite villain, I might have to say Goblin, like Green Goblin.
Oh, Green
Oh,
Goblin.
okay.
Just because he's like, I don't know. I feel like he's like the Joker to Spider-Man. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
As
sure.
to, you know, so like I think that was like just like a really good, just like straight, you know, evil character that, you know, he's just a menace. But Doctor Doom honestly was also on my list too. Again, thank you guys for coming on here talking about Marvel.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Thanks for having me as well.